right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jimmy whisenhunt. If you're not familiar with me, I am a professional shoutcaster. I do a lot of analysis on games, that sort of thing. I'm not just a play-by-play guy, no matter how much Lurpus tries to tell you that. I am not. I did play competitively. I've been playing since 1999. I've been playing competitively since like circa 2001. I quit playing about last season, on and off, a total of about 9 years competitively. And Counter-Strike Global Offensive means a lot to me because Counter-Strike 1.6 has already been dropped by so many different tournaments, and we need a successor. We really, really do. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the movement of both games, because that's something that means a lot to the skill ceiling. The skill ceiling in Counter-Strike 1.6 was so high that it was only reached, and even I don't even know if it has been reached yet. It's very hard to say. Anything can happen. New tricks are coming up, new cool moves that people are pulling off, new moves, crazy movements people are pulling off and starting to peak things in different ways. So the game's still evolving. And I know that the movement was a very large contributing factor to that. So first, I want to jump into Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Okay, so just briefly, so you're going to hear some key clicks because I have a very loud mechanical keyboard. And sorry about that, but I do everything live to tape. This isn't edited. So, okay, right now there is a stamina system in place, which has always been there, but it's reacted differently, and the CVARs were different. Currently, you'll see some videos on YouTube. You can probably find them. I've already changed all the settings needed. But I just want to show you guys and debunk the myth that it's not possible to get 1.6 movement in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Right now you can see I'm bunny hopping around to a point, and while I'm on that, I'm going to jump over to Counter-Strike 1.6 and show you guys that it is almost identical. The only thing that's not identical, as I said almost, is the height of jumps, which I'm trying to work out right now. There's some very fine-tuning of numbers that I need to do to get the system right. But so it's possible to get the movement. The freedom of movement was the biggest deal. I mean, being able to peak things in certain ways was huge. Stopping a cat rush, having your team flash in, you had a deagle and being able to pop out in such a way that surprises the team and to barely peak angles when you want to. You heard the oomph there. That was the stamina system in place in 1.6. I don't necessarily know if it's the stamina system here, but it's the same function. I mean, like, I tried to keep running, but there for a moment it stopped me. Let's jump over to Counter-Strike Global Offensive here. And I want to show you this, because it's still in place here, and I've changed the settings to where you... Okay, real quick. There's been somebody who says that you can turn off the stamina system and have it just like 1.6. That's not true. The issue that people are going to run into is that if you jump off something, your ankles won't break. I say ankle break because it's what it feels like in the game. You just stop moving for a second. You just sprained your ankle. So that right there, where I slow down for a second, is a stamina system. If you turn off the cost of that, then you don't get any penalty, and you can just run around like consistently and never lose momentum, and that's just not good for the game. So right now, I mean, obviously the jump's a little bit higher. I'll be dealing with that as we go on. But another thing that I've changed doesn't just have to do with the stamina commands and how the jumping works, because that's only part of the problem. Another part of the problem is the speed of the game. Typically, the acceleration is at 6, or SV accelerates at 6, which equals a very fast game, and the friction is at 4.2 that in this patch, this most recent patch. And that allows for really fast movement, and then not stopping fast enough. Like, so you move really fast, then you kind of ice skate along, which a lot of people are complaining about. Another thing they need to fix is the crouch speed. You need to be able to crouch a lot faster. That's not something I can control. That's something I'm talking to devs about currently. What am I talking about? Okay, so the problem with the movement, the way it was, the movement speed, was that it gave peeker advantage a lot of the time. So if I'm holding here at box, I don't have a chance to really shoot at somebody. Sure, this isn't a desirable angle, but I have even less of a chance because they just fly out. Like, they're super fast. It gives peeker advantage in a lot of situations. A more desirable angle would be something like this. But it was hard to hit that shot because they just fly out. They were so much faster than 1.6 was. Right now I'm using Accelerate 5 and Friction 5. So that just slows it down a little bit and definitely helps out the feel of the game. But as you can see, I can gain a little bit of momentum as I'm flying through the map here very slowly. I think that there should be a little bit faster cap on that. Once again, something I can't control. I'll talk to devs about there. Speaking of, if you guys do have any further feedback on the game, you can contact me at feedback Feedback at whisenhunt.tv, spelled like my last name. So FEEDBACK at whisenhunt.tv. If there's anything that you'd like to add to this stuff, I am on the pro forum. So is Lurpus. He's been giving some feedback here and there. But I think that we need to work on how we give our feedback. We need to give examples on why it was competitively viable and how it can make them money. They're interested in making money is the only reason they're doing this. They're not doing this for the love of the game. I know it sucks, but that's why. Any company only exists to make profits. So if we can show them why this game will last a lot longer and have a lot more support, then that's how we're going to get our opinions seen, noted, and changed. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We'll talk about a couple other things in some other videos as I start messing with more settings. Keep in mind, I am working with some professional Counter-Strike players here in the U.S. I'm trying to get a hold of some European players. However, I find that when I try to get a hold of someone like Lurpus, he just bashes me on Twitter, so it makes it really difficult to communicate with them to help get these settings right so we can propose. I'm trying to get a collaboration going, and it's really frustrating when I try to go through and say, and actually Lurpus was complaining about something, and I went out on Twitter and I said, hey, I'm working with some guys, would you be interested? And he said something along the lines of, thanks but no thanks, you're not a professional player. Okay, well, sorry. The attitude needs to change here a little bit because there are a lot of people trying to help, and the way this is right now is not going to change anything. We can sit here and battle amongst ourselves and accomplish nothing, or we can get together and try to fix these things and have a great game for another 13 years. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And on that bombshell, I'm going to end this. YouTube.com/whisenhuntxv, where the future videos will be. I'll see if I can make some more here for Kadred on the movement and how the game's progressing. I love to update the community on how that's happening. We'll see you guys soon.